so for our Folio mini album, we're going to need 4 pieces of chipboard. We're going to need to trim 2 pieces at 10.5 by 9.5 inches. And I see that I did not write the correct one here. Here we go, just so that there's no confusion. This is 10.5 vertically by 9.5 horizontally. So this is going to be the back of our Folio mini album. Now for the front of our Folio mini album, we still have the 9.5 by 10.5, but what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we're going to trim it right down the middle, and the middle is 4 3/4. So we're going to wind up with 2 pieces cut down to 4 3/4. And for our spine, we're gonna have 2 pieces trimmed to 1 inch by 10.5 in length. Alrighty, so it's our mini album is gonna go like so, and of course trimming this down the middle and then like so. Okay, so for this mini album, I'm going to be using the Graphic 45 Fairy Dust Collection. It comes in a 12 by 12 paper pack. And I have used a couple of the sheets here on a different project, but oops, sorry about that. The lighting is just not right with that glare. So I do have plenty of sheets left to make this project. Now, since here, let me get this off of here because the glare is just terrible. Okay, I don't know if that's any better. So we're going to use this paper pad, and because of the colors of these of this paper pad, I decided that I'm going to use the white cardstock, and we're going to need a 12 by 12, 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock, plus some good double-sided tape. So let me go ahead and get my things together over here. As you can see, I have already trimmed my 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 paper, and now what I'm going to be doing is, let's see, this is the inside and that is the outside. Let me make sure that we have them facing the right way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a strip of double-sided tape right along here. And for a project like this, you do want the good double-sided tape. You don't want to go cheap on that, because you don't want all of your hard work falling apart on you. So now I'm going to take my 12 by 12 sheet, and I'm just going to run tape right along it. There we go. And this tape is a good 1/2 inch. This is a 1/2 inch roll that I have. I like to use the 1/2 inch and the 1/4 inch. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sheet of 12 by 12 white cardstock, and I'm going to adhere it to this sheet of 12 by 12 white cardstock. Okay, so the easiest way that I've learned to do this is we're going to use a tool. In this instance, I'm using the Spellbinders Tooling 1. This is my go-to tool for just about everything. And we're gonna take a little bit off, just kind of like fold it there. Okay, and now I'm gonna set it, align it to my lines so that everything is straight. And now I'm going to take this sheet over here. I'm going to align it. Make sure that I get everything right and it's aligned right along here. So all I gotta do is hold this down and voila. There we go. There we go. And we're gonna take our 2-in-1 and just kind of like peel these off. Okay. There we go. That's one. And now we gotta put this one down. It'll be right about there. Let's go ahead and get one of these for this side. Okay, I like to use this just like so to kind of like build a separator. And just like that. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing for here, for this one. Okay. She hurt me. Alrighty. So now I'm going to take this part right here, kind of like bring it down to there a little bit. Oops. There we go. And just bring this one down, just like so. And we're going to do the same thing with these other ones. So now I'm going to use this guy right here. To help me along this side. Alrighty, that's that. And we have one last one. What I'm going to do is use a piece of scrap. Line this up like so, so that I can, let's see, oh, you know what, let me turn it around, because I'm not lefty, I'm a righty, so it'll be way better if I just set this like so. There we go. This will be a lot simpler for me. Okay, so now we have this here, I have that there. Okay, like this, like this. So now we go like this, and like that, and there we have it. Now, what we want to do is we want to, here, let me move my microphone. We want to carefully, without ripping the paper, okay, we want to carefully bend at the seams, kind of like stretching the fibers. Just like so. And over here, what I like to do is I just like to kind of like run my bone folder right along there to kind of like break up those fibers on the paper or the cardstock. That way it doesn't rip. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Okay. Once again, bend those fibers. Let's bend those fibers over here, and now let's see about these fibers. Alrighty, so now that we have tore some of the fibers so that we can easily bend this, what we want to do is we want to add adhesive all the way through. Here's something that I've learned that I'm going to pass on to you. If you leave a spot along here without any adhesive, and once it's dried down, okay, if there is a spot with an air bubble or no adhesive in there, it's going to bubble up on you. When you do this, it's going to bubble up on you. So you need to ensure that every single little spot has adhesive on it, okay? So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this, and then, let's see, we're going to run it here. Okay, and then we're going to add another one over here. But before we do that, let's take care of the corners first. Now, there's a trick to doing the corners, and I hope that I can get them right. First, we're going to cut these corners at an angle, but you don't want to get so close to here, okay? You're going to want to get about, I would say maybe 1/4 of an inch. Oops, there, so you can see it, maybe 1/4 of an inch, if that. Okay, you don't want to cut it too close, because that will, if you cut it too close, this corner right here is going to show when you put these over the chipboard. So you do want to leave a little bit of space. So let's go ahead and do that. See? Kind of like that. I hope I'm showing it to you correctly. Okay. And there's another one. And let's cut this one. And let's cut this one. Well, that one went further out than I wanted to. Okay. So now that we have those, we're going to come back here and what we're going to do is, because these are going to overlap, which is a good thing because remember, we don't want to leave any space. Okay, we're going to take the 1/4 of an inch. On this, I used the 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to use the 1/4 of an inch. And if you don't have this type of tape, it's okay to use this type of glue. This is some really great glue. And I'm going to put it right along there. And remember, we don't want to leave one spot without adhesive because we don't want it bubbling up. Okay. So this is going to go like so. That's going to go like so. Okay. Alrighty. We put this out of the way. Get this here. So we have this one. Goes bye-bye. Now we have this one. Okay. So now we're going to take and adhere. That's all there's to it. See how easy that was? Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to do the same exact thing to this side. Here we go. I like to work it from the center. This. And now, let's see if you all can see what I'm doing over here. Yeah. So now, when we work on this, see, this is going to go in like so. When we work on this, what we want to do is with your nail, just kind of like push it in. Okay, you're going to do the same thing here. Just kind of push it in, okay, and it's going to go like this. Alrighty? So we've pushed it in with our nail. Or, you know, if you don't want to use your nail, you can go ahead and use one of these. And we are going to add our tape. And now we're going to add it to this part here. And I guess another one on this part here. And we're going to do this. And we're going to take our glue and we're going to add it to the corners. Since we don't have tape on the corners, we perhaps write down this thin line right down here. Alrighty. And there we go. Easy does it. There, the other one there. There we go. And now we're going to do the same thing over here. Love how this turned out. Yes. Alrighty, we're going to do the same thing over here. I hope that y'all can see. We're going to take this and just kind of like bring it in like that with our nail. See? Just like so. Okay? And then we're going to go like so. Alrighty? So let's do that. And where's mine? Here we go. I'm going to do this right here. There's a little tape, just bring it over. And now we're going to use our glue on the edges. Right along here. And right down the middle as well. And over. Okay. Okay, so I've trimmed two separate pieces of cardstock. One of them is 10 by 12 and the other one is 10 by 9. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 1/2 inch and I'm going to put it right along the edge of the larger piece. And then with my tool in one, I'm just going to take a little bit off of it. A little bit off, just right around there. Okay? So we're going to line it up now. And now what I want to do is I want to line it up. There. And line it up there. See, it's lining up nice over here. So with my hands holding this sheet, I'm going to take this and then I'm just going to peel it right off. And there we go. It's nicely lined up. Okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and apply some tape here. See, just like that. And we're going to do the same thing over here. If you have sheets like these, this is the time to use them. And if you don't have sheets like these, don't worry about it. Just use whatever you have. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and just cut it like so. And put this here like so. Okay. So just for good measure. See, I want to make sure that it doesn't bubble up anywhere. And I know that this may seem excessive, but I want this to last a very long time. So this is why I'm applying all this tape. I don't want it to bubble up on anybody, and I want this to last a very long time, which is why I'm taking all these extra measures. Ah, that's some good tape right there. Okay. And now what we're going to do over here is we are going to apply glue. Then we're going to do the same thing over here, kind of like eyeing the perimeter. Okay, here we go. Move a couple of things out of the way. Perfect. It looks like it turned out perfect. So let's do this. I'm going to give this a chance to dry, this glued piece over here. And what I'm going to do over here is, right on the corners, I'm going to apply a little bit of glue. Lift this up just a tad. Run the glue through there. And turn it this way. Open it just a tad. And run a bead of glue all through there. And luckily for us, this glue dries clear. So I'm going to let it dry for a couple of minutes and I will be right back.